For this first problem, I'm looking for the area of this half circle. So to calculate area of a circle, my formula is pi times radius squared. The radius of this circle is 11, so we're going to do 3.14 times 11 squared, and that's going to give us 379.94. And since I only want the area of half of a circle, I'm going to take that answer I got, because that's the area of a full circle, and I'm going to divide it by 2 to get half. And that's going to give us an area of 189.97. Our formula for circumference is pi times diameter. So if the radius of the circle is 11, that means that the diameter is 22, because that goes all the way across the circle. So 3.14 times 22 is going to give us 69.08. And again, I only want half of a circle, so I'm going to divide that by 2, and that's going to give me a circumference of 34.54. Next, we want to calculate the area of this quarter circle. So it might help if you extend this out to make a circle, just so you can see the relationship here. So again, our formula for area is pi times radius squared. So I can see that the 8 is only going halfway across the circle. So I'm going to do 3.14 times the radius 8 squared. And that's going to give us an area of 200.96. Now, I only want the area of a quarter of the circle. So if I divide my answer by 4, that would give us a quarter. And that would give us a total area of 50.24. For circumference, I'm going to do pi times diameter. So if the radius is 8, that means the diameter is 16. So 3.14 times 16. And that's going to give us 50.24. And again, I only want a quarter of the circle, so I'm going to divide that answer by 4. And that's going to give me a circumference of 12.56. All right, next we're finding the area of 3/4 of the circle. So I can see that the radius of the circle is 5. So we're going to do pi times 5 squared. And that's going to give us an area of 78.5. Now, if I divide this here by 4, that would give me an area of 19.625. Now, remember, when I divide something by 4, that's going to give me a fourth of the circle. So if I split this circle up into fourths, that means that each section here is 19.625. And remember, my original picture only had 3/4 of the circle. So that means I'm going to take the 19.625 and I'm going to multiply it by 3. And that's going to give us an area of 58.875. All right, I'm going to do the same thing for the circumference. So if the radius is 5, then the diameter is 10. So that's going to give us a circumference of 31.4. Then I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to divide it by 4, and that's going to give me 7.85. So that means that in this circle, the outside portion here is 7.85. The outside portion here is 7.85. The outside portion here is 7.85. And had we had an outside portion here, it also would have been 7.85. So I want these 3 outside portions. So now I'm going to multiply by 3. And that's going to give us a total circumference of 23.55. And then on my last section, I had to find area of the shaded region. So remember, when you're finding area of the shaded region, you typically have two shapes that you are finding the area of, and then you're going to subtract the smaller shape from the bigger one. So this one says that I have a circle with a radius of 9 inside a circle with a radius of 11. So that means that I have two circles here. One has a radius of 9 and one has a radius of 11. So to calculate the area, I'm going to do pi times radius squared. So for the big circle, it has a radius of 11. So I'm going to say 3.14 times 11 squared. And that's going to give us 379.94. Then the smaller circle has a radius of 9. So 3.14 times 9 squared. We're going to get 254.34. And then to get the shaded portion, I'm going to subtract these two. And that's going to give us a total area of 125.6. In the next one, I have a rectangle and a circle. So I'm going to find the area of the rectangle by doing base times height. So 7 times 11 gives us 77. Then I'm going to find the area of the circle, pi times radius squared. And that's going to give us an area of 12.56. And then I'm going to subtract these two. And that's going to give us an area of 64.44.